Good morning, dear students. Welcome to your Google Classroom. Uh, Today, we will begin with the third lesson in your text. Have you noticed the title of the third lesson? It is an informal essay by G.K. Chesterton. The full name is Gilbert Keith Chesterton, who is popularly known as G.K. Chesterton. Actually, he was born in 1874 and he died in 1936. For a long period of 35 years, he wrote extensively on different topics. He wrote biographies, novels, short stories, and again, see, he wrote fiction as well as non-fiction. He wrote many novels, short stories, and again he wrote essays in anthropology, archaeology, history, politics, philosophy, art, and literary criticism. And so, in short, he was a writer of fiction as well as non-fiction. And so he was a renowned writer and at the same time a very eminent lecturer. And besides all this, he wanted to be known as a journalist. Actually, he was writing articles in two leading newspapers for a long period. And he himself says that he wanted to be known as a journalist. And he wrote extensively on all topics, under the sky. And that is G.K. Chesterton. And so, before going into the details of the text, before beginning with the lesson, what is the title of the essay on running after one's hat? The title itself is very catchy. You will understand the attitude of the author when you read the title itself on running after one's hat. That is the essay that is prescribed for your study in your syllabus. And so, when you study the lesson or before going into the details of the text, you should understand what is the main feature of his essays and other writings. Actually, his essays, especially in fiction and non-fiction, he uses plenty of fun and humor. And so that is a distinguishing feature. Wit, fun, laughter, you will see a mingling of all these in Chesterton's essays. And in addition to that, he uses plenty of paradoxes in his writings. And because of the usage of these paradoxes, he was called the Prince of Paradox. And the great critic Robert Graves calls him the elephantine paradoxist. And so, when you think of Chesterton, when you study his essays, remember this point. First of all, it is full of fun and laughter. And then paradoxes are used in plenty. And he comments on the government, politics, philosophy, theology. He wrote on all topics. And he knows how to use paradoxes effectively to bring out the context. That is why he is called the Prince of Paradox. And he is even described as the elephantine paradoxist. And so just remember that when you studied the first lesson, essay by Bacon, you have seen that it is a formal essay, and Bacon uses a high flown style, and he uses epigrammatic aphoristic style, isn't it? And when you studied Charles Lamb, you have noticed that Lamb also uses a lot of humor. But you will see a mixing of pathos along with humor, where the author keeps up a concealed image of himself. And so, when you hear the name Charles Lamb, you know what is his style of writing. And similarly, now you have Chesterton, G.K. Chesterton, Gilbert Case Chesterton. And his essays also noted for fun humor and again paradoxes. And so this much by way of introduction. Now we will go into the details of the essay. What is the title of the essay? On running after one's own hat. On running after one's hat. That's the title. And then what is this essay about? That is the next point. You have understood who is Chesterton. You understood that he is a prolific writer who wrote a lot of fiction and non-fiction. You also understood that he was a renowned lecturer. He was an eminent journalist. He was the editor of a weekly for several years. And so, the basic details of G.K. Chesterton, his style of presentation, and so on. And now we will go into the details of the text under consideration. On running after one's hat. First of all, understand the point. What is the essay about? This is the first point. What is this essay about? The essay is about the inconveniences of everyday life. That is, every day we have to encounter so many inconveniences, minor inconveniences and major inconveniences. But Chesterton explains to the reader what type of attitude you should develop towards these inconveniences. He says that usually people, when they have to confront an inconvenience, they will become totally confused and they will be grumbling and complaining. But Chesterton says that by grumbling and complaining, you are making your life more bitter. Chesterton explains the right attitude we should have towards these inconveniences. He says that an inconvenience properly viewed will become an exciting adventure. And so if you are able to deal effectively with an inconvenience, it will become like an exciting adventure. And again he says that an inconvenience, that is the paradox, see? He says that an inconvenience is actually an adventure which was misinterpreted by an unimaginative mind. You got it? He talks about the right attitude that one should have towards the inconveniences of life. And then he says that an inconvenience properly treated will become an exciting adventure. You got it? And then the second line, an inconvenience is actually an adventure which was wrongly conceived by an unimaginative person. And so that is the spirit of the essay. And then he gives plenty of example to bring out this point. And so in total, say if you are asked, what is this essay about? What is the answer? This essay is about the inconveniences one has to encounter in his or her life every day, and the right attitude that should be taken about this inconvenience. And an inconvenience properly treated will become an exciting adventure. And that is the spirit of the essay. And then he gives plenty of examples to prove this point. And he says that once there was a flood that affected London and Battersea. His hometown was flooded. At that time, Chesterton was away in a countryside. Usually, people will think that they are lucky because they needn't have to suffer the inconveniences. But G.K. Chesterton was very sad and disappointed. He says that my place, my hometown, would have been very beautiful at the time of flood when it is overflowing with water. And so he talks about Battersea, which is surrounded by water, an island like place. And he says that, oh, it is a beautiful sight. And so you will be getting a vision of Venice if you see it flooded. That was the attitude of Chesterton. But there are many critics who criticize Chesterton by saying that a flood usually is very, very destructive. If you have plenty of money, if you are sufficiently rich, you can refurbish and renovate your house and all the and your environment and your surroundings. Otherwise, for poor people, they are greatly affected by flood. Many have become homeless. Many were stricken with poverty. And so these are the two sides of the same aspect. Actually, it is the viewpoint of an adult and the viewpoint of a child.